case. We don't want to have some sort of a stage show.
You didn't want us to see the details. Mr. Attorney General, knowing the to and from,
and it's inappropriate and it's too consistent with the way in which you conduct yourself as a member of Congress. It's unacceptable and it's shameful.
I'm joined now by Ari Melber, my colleague and the co-host of The Cycle, who's also a lawyer. Ari, let's talk about this Grand Inquisitor. Many of us don't know much about him, Darrell Issa. He's worth about $745 million. He made that fortune largely by running a car alarm company, which is funny because he was once indicted for stealing a car, in addition to one other arrest for carrying a concealed weapon, all of which, I guess, makes him the paragon of virtue and the man who can grandstand and treat with rank discourtesy the Attorney General. Is that right?
Well, Congressman Issa has been throwing out a lot of charges, but there is finally some scrutiny of his background, both before serving in Congress and running the Oversight Committee. Ryan Lizza in the New Yorker, as we've discussed, went in and looked at this record, looked at the indictment on the stolen car, looked at an arrest for concealed weapons, looked at Congressman Issa's defenses, often saying that his brother, who's had troubles with the law, was truly the target of these investigations, and also a lot of serious allegations about arson in a factory that he owned, although he says that it was an accidental fire. So even before coming to Congress...
Just on that, sorry, before we move off, that warehouse and that fire seemed to coincide with him just before the fire raising his insurance policy from $100,000 to $400,000.
That's right. He took out a significant increase in the insurance, and there was also an accident report that the New Yorker discovered that talked about the fact that the nature of the fire didn't match up with the kind of accidental arson, or non-arson, I should say, accidental fire that could have occurred. And then on the Oversight Committee, you know, I'm so glad that you showed some of those clips just now, because people have to understand a lot of those exchanges, including Congressman Issa telling Eric Holder, you're not a good witness, answer the question. This kind of berating that is unusual treatment for our top law enforcement officer occurred a year ago in the Fast and Furious investigation, and that led to the first contempt citation ever of a sitting Attorney General. So, Martin, when people say, oh, there's always skirmishes, both sides do it, no. As a matter of historical precedent, this is the first time we've had a chair, Congressman Issa, take the Oversight Committee and hold an Attorney General in criminal contempt for what I wrote at the time last year were flimsy charges.
Indeed.